Hello, sweet Stampin' friends. Welcome. I am so excited to share with you today our craft along using the Sweetest Star bundle. We're going to make 4 really cute gift giving projects, things for stocking stuffers, coworker gifts, teacher gifts, just cute little treats like that. Hello, Paula. I see that you're already on, and several of you are getting the notification. So as you hop on, say hello. If you haven't joined me before, I'm Debra Harrison with Simply Sweet and Ink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm so glad that you're here to craft with me today. So I'm just going to check something really fast. As some of y'all may know, I was having some video issues about a week ago, and so I've been working back and forth with the StreamYard, and believe it or not, I actually went back to my old computer. I got a brand new computer because I'm really worried about this one dying on me. It's on its last leg, and for some reason, it may be something about the video settings. So I'm going to go back to StreamYard. Everything's looking good here. So I'm going to go on ahead and continue. Welcome, Kelly. Hi, Mary Jo, Elizabeth, Barbara, Noreen, Claudette. Thank you for joining me. All right. So this is a really fun craft along. If you ordered the pre-cut kit, then you already have your PDF tutorial. If you want to craft along with the PDF tutorial, you're welcome to come back, watch the replay. I do have the tutorial available in my PDF store at simplysweetinkdesigns.com. There is a link or a menu option for you to go to my PDF store, and you can purchase it for $10. But for those, I know several of you here got the kit, and so you had some of your supplies already prepped for you. I did ask for you to prep your designer series paper and stamp, color, and punch out those cute little holiday images. So hopefully you've already done that. If not, you can come back. Those are things you can add later. They're really simple to do. All right, let's see. Just to let you know, I ended up with 1 extra of the kits, of the Sweetest Star kit. So if you are interested and you didn't get a chance to order it last month, I do have one available for $47 shipped to you. And I will even upgrade your shipping to priority mail at no extra cost, because I know time in the mail is running a little longer than normal, and I want you to get it as fast as you can. So if you are interested, send me a message and I can tell you how to get I'll send you an invoice for it. All right, let's see. In your kit, for those who got the kit, I'm going to flip my camera down. Man, a lot of you are on. Sheila, Linda, Gianna, Karen. All right, so for those who got the kit, we today are making these 4 projects. All right, that's what we're going to do today. I don't know if it is my glasses or if it is my Longitude. I feel like it's a little out of focus, but it could be my glasses because they are new. That might be a little bit better. All right. However, in your kit, I gave you the supplies to make a bonus project with these little Santa treats. And I've included the Santa treats in there for you. But we're not going to make this project today because I made this several weeks ago. So you can go back on my YouTube channel and you can check out how to make this project. All right. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate the confirmation that everything's looking good. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to provide the quick reference measurements here for you. So we're going to start off first with the Baking Spirits Bright. And I was fortunate enough to finally find at my local grocery store the Little Debbie gingerbread snacks. And so those who got the kit, I added that in there for you. I just could not send it without it. And so you have a little extra treat in there. And that is something you can put inside. So let me go ahead and let's move everything out of the way because I don't need all of this quite yet. And let's work with the box first. Now to make the box, we're going to need some supplies. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to need a piece of Granny Apple Green cardstock. This piece measures 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. And then there are some score lines. Now, don't pay attention to all my little markers here because not all of them go to this project, okay? So we're going to start with the short side. And oh boy, that is crooked. How about that? That's better. On the short side, we're going to score at 3/4. And then we're going to score again at 3 1/2, okay? Then we're going to rotate it. And where my gray markers are, That we're gonna score on the long side at 2.5 and 3 1/4. Okay, now while I'm gonna go ahead, let's go ahead and cut our template. So we're gonna snip up the score lines. Then we're gonna rotate it and we're gonna snip the other score lines. This is just gonna make our tabs for our box that's inside. All right, so I'm going to show you what we're working on right now. Right now, we're just making this box. That's all we're doing right now. So I'm going to burnish our score lines. All right, now before I assemble the box, let's go ahead and add our designer series paper right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of the Take a Bow designer series paper. This piece measures 2.5 by, that does not seem right to me. No, that's the wrong one. Ignore that one. We are on this one. 2 by 2.5. That's the piece that goes right there. This one is going to be the front piece. So ignore that for right now. No, am I on the right one? Okay, I'm going to have to grab my measurement here. I feel like I'm doing them wrong. Let's see. This one may be, okay, that's the 2 1/4. Okay, all right. We're on the third one. Okay, so it's this one that we're working with. So this piece is the inside of the box, and it measures 2 1/4 by 2.5. I have 2 of them. They're very, very similar in size, so I wasn't sure which one I was working with. All right, so let's go ahead and put it on the front of our box. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add glue to the tabs, and we're just going to make a very, very simple box. We're going to glue the back long section first. Do the other side. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take and add adhesive to these long sections here. And we're going to just glue that right there, make a box. All right, so we have completed this part. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the flap. It's a very, very simple flap. For this, to make the flap, we're going to take a piece of Granny Apple Green cardstock. Now this piece measures, do I not have it here? Oh, the cover. Okay, it measures 2 3/4 by 8.5. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you right here. I scored at 3 7/8 and then again at 4 5/8. So you have 2 3/4 by 8.5, scored 3 7/8 and 4 5/8. So let's go ahead and burnish our score lines. Okay, so we just kind of create just kind of like a little upside, like a little U, but it's going to be upside down. That's going to be our cover. Now on the front of the cover, that's when this long piece of designer series paper, we'll use that. And this piece measures 2.5 by 3 5/8. And we're going to glue it onto what is going to be our cover. And I almost put it on the wrong thing. So we're going to have this on the back, and then that is going to be the front cover. So the piece with the edge towards me is going to be the front of our cover. All right, then we have that other designer series paper, which is very similar in size. Now this is the 2 by 2.5, and that's just going to go kind of a little towards the little below center, maybe about 1 inch from the bottom. Just to add a little background piece to coordinate. All right, so then we just have a few other things we're going to do while we have this out. We're going to take, and I punched out a 1.5 inch circle. It could be bigger, doesn't have to be exactly 1.5. but we're going to take the sentiment from the stamp set that says Baking Spirits Bright, and we're going to stamp in Memento ink. This is just black Memento. And we're going to pop it up with dimensionals. Actually, you know what? What I want to do first is I want to get my Mrs. Claus. Let's do her first. So one of the things I asked you to prep ahead of time was some of your stamped pieces. So I've already stamped and colored and punched out. I'm going to punch out Mrs. Claus. The colors that I used in my blends were Real Red, Granny Apple Green, Smoky Slate, and Petal Pink for the flesh tone. So let's go ahead. Let's grab our punch, and we're just going to punch this out. All right, and while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and punch Santa Claus out too. Have him ready for the next project. All right, so Mrs. Claus is going to get popped up with dimensionals. And so I'm just going to have her kind of angled. I don't want to do that just yet. Nope, 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 nope. Ignore that because I need to wrap my ribbon and I forgot. Okay, so what we're going to do is we want to attach our back of our box to our cover. So add glue to the back of your box. And then line it up at the bottom of your cover. There we go. All right, so you would go on ahead, insert your treat, fold the cover over, and then we're going to take some of the silver trim, wrap it around, and then tie it off. All right, so now I can go on ahead and put Mrs. Claus on. So let's go on ahead and we're going to put her on at an angle. She's going to help hold that trim for me. And then we're going to pop up our sentiment behind her, just kind of at a little bit of an angle right there. And then the last thing I want to do is add some rhinestones. Just kind of bling it up just a little bit. Let's see, let's go ahead and we'll put one on her apron. And then I'll put just a couple up here towards the top. And there we go, guys. That is our first project. Sandy, I saw your comment. I need to resubmit. I don't know what that, I may be related to something. So if you want to clarify. All right, so that is the first one. And then now I'm just going to kind of tidy up just a little bit here. Let's work on project number 2. Now oh, I'm so sorry, Sandy. I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well. But yes, this will be here to watch on the replay. I hope that you feel better. Yes, come back when you feel better, okay? All right, so the second one, this is project number 2. So let me go on ahead and switch out. This is our Santa nail file holder. All right, so when you talk about this nail file, because I've been getting lots of messages wanting to know where I got the nail files from. They are a candy cane shaped nail file. I got them from Amazon. Unfortunately, I think that Amazon has sold out of them. However, I've seen them come back periodically. There is another one that's like a cactus with a Santa hat. If you wanted to substitute with that, that would work as well. But anyway, so just keep checking on Amazon, and I will provide the link. So if you want to keep checking right now, it's not showing the candy cane, but you never know. It could come back at any point. All right, so this is so simple to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to first create a pouch. And to do that, we're going to take a piece. In this case, I'm using real red cardstock, and it measures 2.5 by 11 inches. And we're going to need our scoreboard again. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. This is where we're going to look at the orange marker. So we're going to put the long edge along the top. And then what we're going to do is we're going to score right here where it says 7.5. And then you're going to go one tick to the right, which is 7 5/8. And what that does is that gives you just a little bit of a score line for your nail file to be able to sit in. I think that's it. I don't think I need my scoreboard after this. Okay, so while I have this out, I'm not even going to bother burnishing because you don't really need it. You just need to give a little bit of room for your candy cane, the width of the candy cane. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is take a piece of designer series paper. You can use either side. We could have flip-flopped it. I could do this instead, but I think I'm just going to follow what I had before. This piece measures 2.25 by 6 inches, and we're just going to glue it on the long section. Here's the shorter section. So put it on the top long section. And we're just going to glue that right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fold over to the front, that front flap. And here's where we're going to glue our other piece of designer series paper. This measures 2 by 2.25. And you're probably wondering, well, it's not covering the whole thing. That's okay, because we're not going to need the whole thing covered. So let's go ahead and add this towards the bottom of our front flap. So I'm just leaving a little bit of a border around the edge and around my bottom score line. Then what we're going to do, and you can take your candy cane if this helps to help keep it straight. What we're going to do is then we're going to take a punch, a circle punch. I'm using 3/4. You could use 1 inch. You could use 1/2 inch. It really doesn't matter. And so what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to have to take the candy cane out. I can't get the punch in there. I'm going to hold these pieces together. And then I'm just going to punch a semicircle right here. Now I am lining up the edge of the red cardstock with the edge of the right edge of my punch. And that's just going to create a little notch. And then we're going to rotate. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, this time I'm having the left edge of the red cardstock line up, or the edge of the cardstock line up with the left side of the punch. All right, so now you can kind of see we didn't need all of that designer series paper to go all the way up, because what we're going to do is we're going to stick our candy cane inside. We're going to take some of our trim and we are going to tie it off. And that is what helps that candy cane stay in, is by having these notches. It helps hold it tight inside the pouch. All right, isn't that cute? You could do just like that, but we're going to add a few more things. I will tell you, these are so simple to put together. Once you have made one, they go together so fast. These are great for craft fairs. I'm actually giving several of these away to family members, some of the girls in my family. They're going to get, we don't really do Christmas gift exchange for everybody, but I like to get them a little something. And so that's what they're going to get, is this little candy cane nail file. All right, so we've already stamped, colored, and punched out Santa. So we're going to pop him on top of a granny apple green circle. This does measure 2 3/8. Again, you could use a different size circle. It doesn't have to be exact. Pop them up there, and then we're going to pop them up again onto the candy cane holder, or I should say the nail file holder. Okay, let's go ahead, pop that up right to there. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of some rhinestones. So for the rhinestones, let's just add a little bit on his beard. Give him a little sparkle there. And then we'll add a couple down here, just to add a little bit of shimmer. Little bling to our nail file holder. Easy peasy, guys. Let me know if y'all try this one, because this one is so fun. You can make these, you could switch out your element there, your focal point, and just make some really, really cute little things there. You can switch it up for the seasons too. It doesn't have to be specifically for Christmas. All right, so that is project number 2. I'm going to give y'all a moment to catch up. Do y'all have any questions at this point? Let's see, Diane's hopped on. Laura, I see you there too. Welcome. Thanks for joining me, guys. All right, so I'm going to take my quick measurement away. I'm going to set it for the next project. I'm starting to run out of space, so if you don't mind, I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to just let y'all catch up, and then we'll start project number 3. Project number 3 actually is a little more involved because we're going to do some heat embossing, so I need lots of room to do that. So I'll be back in just a moment. So Diane, you're going to try making the candy canes? They're so easy. So easy. Yeah, all of these are really, really easy, especially after you make the first one. You kind of have the idea of how they go together. They're really fast projects to make. All right, are we ready for number 3? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move Mrs. Claus out of the way. And I'm going to leave Santa off here in the corner. So if you need to reference that, you have it there. Now we're going to make, for our third project, we're going to make, this is a gift, what I call a gift card tag. So you could write your message, your to, your from, write a cute little message on the back. But then in here, you have where you could have like a gift card inside. So this would be good, like if you want to just gift somebody maybe a little something in a little gift bag and then tie this on. You could do that as well. You could even tie it, maybe put a cute little Christmas socks inside a cello bag, tie this off at the top, and then the gift card would be their main gift, just to give them a little something fun. All right, to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to first take, let me get all my stuff out. Okay, so what we did, if you got the project kit, you already have this die cut out. This is die cut from the Countryside Corners Labels. It measures approximately 3.5 by 5 inches, and it's done in thick, basic white cardstock. That way we have a nice, sturdy cardstock to work with. And what we're going to do is we're going to add on a piece of designer series paper. Again, this is from the Take a Bow. You can use whichever side you like. I just thought the candy cane stripe worked really well with the gingerbread. And this measures 3.5 by 4 1/4. And I am going to glue it onto the top of my large label here. And it's not going to cover all of it because I don't need all of my label. And I don't want to put it in the corners either because there's not going to be any, I'm going to end up cutting that off here in a moment. So let's go ahead, let's line this up. Going to line it up. And as you see, it overhangs. And so we're going to snip this off. Just take scissors or your paper trimmer, cut off the excess on the corners. And you know what? I think I'm going to trim a little bit more off the edges here. I've got just a little bit overhang. Sometimes my designer series paper cuts aren't precise. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut off this angled piece. So let's grab our paper trimmer and we are going to just cut it to, it's roughly about 4 1/4. So we're just gonna trim off that angled section. We don't need this piece. All right, then next I die cut out from the Pocket Thoughts dies, just a pocket. This is the medium pocket in the set, and there are score lines that are already as part of that die cut, so I'm just going to burnish the score lines. All right. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of designer series paper, and this piece measures 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. Super simple. That way I don't have to worry about which way I have it rotated. And we're going to glue it on the front of our pocket. I am going to leave just a little bit of a border at the bottom. There we go. Okay, so now you can take tear and tape, or you can take multi-purpose liquid glue, and we are going to glue our pocket onto the front right there. I think I'm going to start at the bottom. And if you've burnished your score lines first, this does go a lot easier. All right, so we're going to let that hold and adhere while we work on our cute little gingerbread man. Okay, so to make the gingerbread man, we're going to take a piece of pecan pie cardstock. We're going to take our, oh, he's over here, I bet. Maybe I don't top it. Okay, we're going to take, I may not have the right, do I? Oh, I don't think I grabbed the right stamping block. No, that will not work. Hang tight, guys. I got to grab the right stamping block. Okay, just needed it to be a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to take our gingerbread, little guy there, and we are going to take an embossing powder, or if you have an anti-static embossing pouch, we're going to take and we're just going to pat it down. This will help kind of keep the little flecks of our embossing powder from getting like sticking in random spots that we don't want it to stick on. And so then we're going to take Versamark. Now Versamark's just a sticky clear ink. And we're going to stamp our little gingerbread man in the Versamark. Stamp him on our cardstock. And then we're going to take our embossing powder, sprinkle it on. We're going to use white so it looks like he has icing on him. Oops, I forgot my little handy dandy little scrap paper to keep my embossing powder on. Okay, let's funnel this back in. I turn on my heat gun. There we go. All right, so you probably noticed I was heating from underneath. The reason I like to do that with white embossing powder is I know, I do too. Noreen's saying no matter how hard she tries, she still gets embossing powder everywhere. Well, I wasn't going to tell you this, but my work surface already has powder all over it from the embossing powder. That's just the nature of the game, but at least the scrap paper helps minimize that. So one of the things that I do like to do when I'm working with the white embossing powder is to heat from underneath. I find that I get a much cleaner, solid look by doing it that way. And one thing I realized when I was embossing is, if you noticed, I had my image too far up, so punching it is going to be a little bit of a challenge. As you can see, it's just a little bit too far out of the way. So I'm going to have to trim some of this off. So when you are stamping, make sure you're a little closer to the edge for the punch. I'm going to punch him out. And there we go. All right. Now what we're going to do is, before I put my little guy on, see there's embossing powder already on my thing, on my work surface here. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. Now on my sample here, if you'll notice, the sentiment says Sweet Wishes, and I have it towards the right end. So that allows some room to put some of those cute little candy cane embellishments. So I'm going to take the Sweet Wishes. Let's stamp towards the right end here. And this sentiment label was die cut out using the Stylish Shapes dies in thick basic white. So I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to punch a small hole on the other end. And then I'm going to punch a hole here at the top of my tag. And then we are going to just put I don't know, roughly, let's say 10 inches, 8 inches, 12 inches. We can do 12 just to be on the safe side. We know that will be enough. Plus 2, if you want to wrap it and tie it around a gift, you'll probably definitely want to have more than just 12 inches to be able to wrap it around like a cello bag. Okay, but if you're just wanting to do a quick little tag, probably 12 inches will be enough. You'll loop it through. So we have that. And then we're going to pop up our gingerbread man with some dimensionals. All right, and then how about if we, and I know I grabbed them. There they are. Let's say I know I had those. I don't have many, but I do have them. All right, cute little gingerbread embellishments. Was anybody able to get these? Now they are coming back in stock, but they've been in and out, in and out, in and out. They've just been so popular this season. So I'm going to put just a couple here on the tag, and then I'm going to use the little ones, the really small ones, and just put right over the buttons that are on his tummy there. And there we go. All right, guys, so that is our third project for today. Just a cute little gift card tag. So let's see, we've done, this is the first one, second project, and the last project, the third project. We have one more project that we're going to do. And it's just making a really simple gift bag, little gusseted gift bag. All right, are you ready for number 4? All right, Karen likes the pocket dies. Yes, they are cool. I'm so glad they have different sizes that you can use. There's 3 different sizes in the set. I really like using the gift card size. That's becoming really handy. Okay, so I'm going to leave this little guy out. And if you want, if that's bugging you, you can just kind of move it off to the side there. Okay, let's see. I'm going to put Mrs. Claus back up. I'm going to put the candy cane nail file up. Let me grab our last quick reference, and that will be for the gift bag. Okay, I got to clean this up. It's like I got powder. There we go. Yeah. Okay. To make the gift bag, it's super, super simple. You're going to take 2 pieces of designer series paper. You just want to make sure that the same pattern Ideally, you want to make sure that they're not like a specific direction either, because you are going to be folding down to add a little accent at the top. So these both measure 6 by 6. They come from the Take a Bow Designer Series paper, so I didn't have to do any cutting. And so what we're going to do is I do need my scoreboard one more time, and that is to score each of these. And they are scored, and I'm going to get rid of this so it doesn't confuse us, because that's just too many little markers there. We're going to score at 1 inch. All 4 sides on each piece at 1 inch. All right, I'm going to check something real quick here in my tutorial. See, I did. Good. Okay, so in the tutorial, you will notice what we're going to first do is we're going to burnish the score line. Let me do this first. We're going to burnish and fold down that right there. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other piece. This is why it's really handy that they're like not in any particular direction. Okay, so now we have 2 pieces here. I'm going to kind of line that up so it matches my tutorial. And so they both have the flap, the top flap over. What we're going to do is now on one of the pieces, we're just going to cut out the little squares because we don't need that. That's just going to add too much bulk to our bag. So let me go on ahead, and there is a little, where your score lines are, there is a little square. So if you just cut out that square only on one of them, you're going to do the same thing for the other side. All right, so that matches my template now. So I've got one that isn't cut and then one that is. So I'm going to burnish my score lines. I'm going to burnish them in. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Okay, so now on this piece, I just want to snip up the score lines here. You know what? Actually, I did it the other way. That's all right. It'll still work. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to, this piece is going to be the front. This piece is going to be the back. So the piece that has the squares cut out will be the back. So it's going to get laid over the other section, the bottom section. So we're going to add glue. Let's go ahead. We're going to take this, and you're just going to, where those sections, you're going to line it up with the score lines. And I know with all this pattern going on, it may be a little tricky to find. There you go. So that's what we want right there. So you want to connect them. And then we're going to take, and we're just going to glue. Let's see, how do I want to do that? Because I did it wrong. I kind of cut it wrong. All right, so we're going to glue these flaps down. We're going to make it work. Okay, so now we're just going to take, glue that flap in, glue that flap in. And actually, that could be the front. That could totally, no, I don't want it to be the front because I got a, I got a seam there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glue right here. In my tutorial, I have it cut correctly. I just didn't cut it correctly when I was doing this, when I was cutting it right now. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing. Not that anybody's going to even notice that it's just a little off. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck it in here. And there we go. All right. I think that turned out pretty good. All right, so the last thing, once your glue is well adhered, is you're gonna pinch the top and then just go about halfway down. And that's gonna create your gusset for your bag. Nice little gusset there. And then we're just gonna do a couple of things. We're going to punch some holes here at the top. I'm gonna figure out about the midpoint, go over maybe about an inch, go over about another. And that is gonna, then we're gonna tie this off with some ribbon. Of course, add your treats inside first. Okay, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take another 2 3/8 circle. This one's in real red cardstock. Really nice, just simple base. And then I went ahead and I punched out a star from the star punch. And we're gonna stamp our last sentiment that says, "May your days be merry and bright." And I'm also gonna stamp it in Memento Black ink. And then we're gonna pop both of these up with dimensionals. And then one more time. We're gonna put that right there on our bag. Super simple, cute little bag. Great way to use that. Some of your pieces of designer series paper that are 6 by 6. And so those are the 4 projects today that we made. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about next month. I haven't designed them yet, but I do want to tell you what I'm going to be featuring so that you have an idea. All right. So I hope that you enjoyed making these projects. Again, you can come back, watch the replay at any time. Just a quick reminder to let you know that Stampin' Up! Is offering free shipping till tomorrow, which is December 11th, 2024. They're offering free shipping in of an order of at least $75 or more. And so I would take advantage of that if you need anything. If you haven't bought this Sweetest Star bundle, this is a great opportunity to do that. And I am going to tell you, just give you a little heads up on that. Yes, the stamp set is on the last chance list, but if you buy the stamp set separately and the punch separately, you're going to actually pay more than if you bought the bundle. So buy the bundle. The bundle right now is still your best way to go because you are getting that 10% off of both products. And the for next month though, so if you're looking, what do I need to prepare for next month? I am planning on using the Utterly Amazing bundle. So if you don't already have this, this would be a great thing to add to your order and increase it a little bit, get it up to $75. You can get free shipping today and tomorrow. And also too, we're going to feature this cute otter paper. Now I am going to also be featuring the Hearts of Elegance bundle, mainly because I want to use the hearts in the sets to be able to add some cute little heart backgrounds to the otters. But you can really use probably any Valentine's sentiment. Can you tell my brain is like gone? I almost said Halloween. Did y'all hear it? I almost said it, didn't I? I meant Valentine's. All right. So if you are looking to place an order, you can shop my online store. It's simply sweetinkdesigns.com. And also, too, we are extending the 12 Days of Christmas free PDF tutorial with at least a $50 purchase until tomorrow, December 11th. So if you didn't get a chance to get that tutorial, there's 12 projects out on YouTube. You can follow along with the tutorial. It's a $25 value that you can get free with a $50 order. So I will provide that information, the host code to use, so that you can take advantage of that. And also to take advantage of Stampin' Up's free shipping till tomorrow. All right, guys, I am so glad that you liked the projects. And I will be back on Friday. There is a project that I'm going to make for you using one of the new spring catalog products. I can't wait to share it with you. Very colorful. Well, it's very pastel and flowery and just perfect for spring. All right. Thanks, Noreen, Diane, Karen, Nancy. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I really appreciate you crafting with me today. I hope that you enjoyed today's projects and you will join me next time for our next craft along with the otters. Y'all take care and we'll see you at 3 o'clock Central Time on Friday. Bye, guys.